Hi, Bill Bishop here. Welcome to Future Biz Pros, where we talk about the future of business. And today, we're going to talk about the future of commercial buildings. Now, you drive around town, you see all these buildings, and it's a building. But what you don't know is that in the future, all buildings are going to be hyper intelligent. They're going to be hyper intelligent buildings. So, I've got an interview here with Mike Laurie, and that's what he does. He turns regular buildings into hyper intelligent buildings. He's building the future of business. So join me for this interview with Mike Laurie. Hi, it's Bill Bishop, and I'm here today with Mike Laurie, and he's going to talk about his business. And what he does is he builds hyper intelligent buildings. So it's really interesting. So, Mike, thanks for coming to the interview.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah. So tell us all about hyper intelligent buildings. What is a hyper intelligent building?
So the hyperintelligent building came out of a simple but powerful realization. So buildings are no longer just static assets. They can and should be intelligent, responsive, and data-driven. So after 30 years of planet engineering, measuring, and modeling buildings, we saw an opportunity to move beyond documentation into continuous intelligence, where a building knows its own systems, assets, and performance metrics in real time. And that's what the hyperintelligent building delivers. So think about this. If you're old enough to remember the rotary phone, that's how we see conventional buildings. So the rotary phone had a purpose. You picked it up, you dialed a number, and you could speak to someone on the other side. But that quickly became very archaic after we entered the digital world. And now we all have smartphones. There's an infinite set of applications to accomplish tasks of all kinds with your smartphone. We see conventional static buildings as the rotary phone. Our goal is to bring your buildings into the digital world. Make your building emulate the smartphone.
Well, that's a great analogy because I think that's easy for everyone to understand. So tell me the three benefits that a building owner would get from turning their building into a hyper intelligent building. Like, what are the three major benefits here, bottom line?
Yeah, so, and there's a million benefits, but I would say, first of all, once you digitize your building, once you enter into the world of the hyperintelligent building, you can now start to understand your building, to be able to get feedback from your building, and to plan out ways to improve your building. So one of the benefits here is that you'll be able to use sort of a chat type communication with your building, where you'll be able to actually make inquiries of how your building is doing. So that's the first benefit. The second is you'll be able to understand the energy consumption of the building. You'll understand how to make improvements virtually to your building by understanding the energy consumption, the carbon output, and ways you can improve that building. And when I say improve the building, I'm also talking about how to make the largest asset of your company more valuable as well. And that's by increasing the productivity of people within your building. So as you get feedback on how they're doing in the building, what bothers them, what they like about the building, you'll be able to make improvements, not only to the energy consumption, but the actual productivity of people within your building. Mm-hmm. And the last benefit is you'll be able to connect your building to what we call the hyperintelligent community, where your building will be able to actually connect with other buildings and to share experiences or benefits that they might be getting from new technology. So it opens a whole world of getting into the metasphere, I guess, where you'll be able to walk into your building, ask questions from avatars, to understand what's happening with your building, have that same avatar talk to people within your building, and actually have the buildings talk to each other and to the world. So there's those, I guess, are the three benefits, and we can drill down on each
Yeah,
one.
well, like you say, there's probably a million benefits, but for me, just hearing it from as an outsider, I would say what I've heard is, well, one is it'll help you actually save time and money on operating the building. Secondly, it'll make the building potentially a much better environment for everyone to be in, to be more productive, just be enjoyed being in the building. And the third one is that the building will be more valuable if ultimate time comes to sell the building, I would think. Just like a cell phone is obviously, or a smartphone is a lot more valuable than a rotary phone. So that sounds amazing. Give us an example of one of the buildings you're working on right now. Like what are they doing with it, and how are they benefiting from it?
Well, we work with a program of the federal government. They're actually funding our projects right now for the hyperintelligent buildings. So there's three key buildings we're working on with the federal government right now with Public Works. One of them is really interesting. It's a research building in Ottawa, and so we've loaded it up with IoT devices. They have their own devices as well, and these are monitors of energy or water usage, all the kind of or even occupancy of the building, who's in the building at a certain time. And we're able to gather that data. We've digitized the building, and now we're setting up, communicating with that building where, yeah, like you mentioned, like a chat GPT sort of situation where the building data is there, and you can open up your screen, take a look at the building, the digital building. You can walk through it. You can actually make inquiries of an avatar within the building and start to ask questions about the building, and the avatar will actually answer for you. So now that's where we're heading.
Yeah.
And that's what the federal government has picked up on, that they see that's where they want their buildings headed to. And so that's what we've set up with them.
Yeah. So what strikes me is that a lot of people listening to this probably think it's like science fiction almost, right? And also that they never thought of doing such a thing to their building. So that's part of this education, is that this is actually the future of buildings, right? This is where things are going. So now it sounds like a lot of technology and so on, but you have a process that can simplify this transformation. So can you tell us a bit about your process?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a 10-step process. The first step to getting into a digital building is we'll review all the digital assets that you have right now, and that may be nothing. And so we can help you use whatever digital asset you have of the building now. And what I'm referring to are digital floor plans, building information models, or just simple CAD plans that we can use to help digitize that building. So the first step is to understand what you have, where you want to go with the building, and sort of open up the conversation of what the hyperintelligent building can do for you. But really, it's a very simple start to digitize your building. And then as we move up the ladder or the steps of digitization, It allows, again, a step-by-step, very easy to see a return on investment for each step as we go to a full, what the final goal is to create an autonomous digital building where it's managing itself, it's talking to its fellow buildings throughout the world. It becomes a part of the metasphere of buildings. So, yeah, the technologies are all converging right now to allow a lot of um, improvements to your digital building, but in a simple process that will allow you to get into this world of digital building and understand where it goes and what the benefits are.
So what should somebody do if they are interested in this? What's the first step with you then?
First step is to reach out.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to anyone myself. We have a full sales team here at Planet, but I'm always interested in talking to a building owner. Just explore, where their head is at. If they see some opportunities, which I can demonstrate to them, and just run through the process. We actually have a checklist, which will allow the building owner to sort of gauge where they are on the hyperintelligent building scale, if you will.
Hmm.
It's a very simple checklist, which will sort of open your eyes as to where you are now and what the possibilities are in the near future. Again, always with return on investment in mind.
Hmm.